welcome
to Whips and Sips.
I'm Justine.
And I'm Shelly.
Cheers!
Look what are we drinking, Justine?
Well, Alabama Judy
Hi, Judy.
gave us this bag. Isn't it gorgeous?
It is so cute.
It's just gorgeous,
Judy.
And in it is the Moscato table wine.
So let me talk a little bit about it because this is kind of funny. The name Purple Toad Winery originated from the color of your toes when grapes were pressed the old-fashioned way. So we immediately both thought of Lucy and Ethel in that I Love Lucy episode where they're stomping the grapes.
You're Lucy.
So, yes, obviously Alabama Judy thinks we're like Lucy and Ethel.
Ricky!
You got some splaining to do. Anyway, Judy and Brenda, Judy's friend Brenda, gave us this, and we thank you very much.
Yes,
We're enjoying it tonight.
Thank you.
And as you can see, no shocker here, I have the nice cup. And someone that decided to take a nap at StitchCon has the naughty cup. So we'll talk more about that on the back side of the show. I think we decided that today we're going to get right to the stitching, and then we'll talk about StitchCon at the end. And that way, if there are people that don't want to hang around for that, you're welcome to turn us off. So anyway, we always, as always, want to thank our subscribers. Oh,
Sorry.
I want to thank our subscribers, those of you that are still hanging out with us. And
Thank you.
Yes, those of you that are new, we're happy to have you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So let's get right down to Stitchy Talk, should we?
We should.
Okay.
We shall.
FFOs.
Sorry.
Me neither. Me neither. Me either. None of the above. How about FOs?
I do
Finished
have some.
objects. We both do.
I was able to stitch on the way to StitchCon, and on the way back, except somebody slept more on the way back, and I didn't get a stitch as much.
Somebody slept at all on the way back. Not more. At all. I was exhausted. Usually I drive and she stitches and sleeps. I was exhausted. I had to take a break and let her drive, and I slept for a bit.
That's when I know she's tired, is when she lets me drive without her saying anything. Well, I finally finished it. The Pledge of Allegiance, 1892.
Woo!
And we did stop at Country Sampler on the way out, and they do still have this up. So if anybody is interested, of course they have their conversion also, but you can call them and have it kitted up. So, and I apologize, I was going to try to iron it today and I did not get a chance, but here we go.
Oh, that is so cool.
Man, it's so nice to have a finish. I love it.
Very cool.
I love it. So
Any
I need to get it
ideas
ironed.
for fully finishing it?
It's going to be framed, and it is a gift for my brother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
He is in the Navy.
Very cool.
And yeah, well, it took me a while to stitch it. It probably took me just as long to get it framed. So
Are you going to antique it up a bit? We
I
talked
don't
about
know.
that.
We did talk about it. Talked
Yeah.
about using that antiquing spray, and you know, I have a little extra fabric here. Maybe I'll try it on the fabric,
That's a good idea.
the extra fabric, and just see what happens. So
That looks like either tin roof or Confederate gray, one of the two.
I think it's tin roof.
Okay.
And yeah, I did give you back the Gentle Arts thread that I used of yours, right?
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
good deal.
You did.
So that is one of my finishes.
Yay, good for you. You want to do them both now, or you want?
No, you go ahead.
You want me to go? Okay. So, and you got to ring the bell for that one, right? At StitchCon?
Yes, I did. I think Maggie and I went together.
Did you? My niece?
Morgan and I
Morgan,
went together.
okay.
Sorry.
So I also had a couple of finishes at StitchCon and got to ring the bell. And you guys have all seen, if you've watched our show before, you've seen this, because I prepped a lot of this stuff to be able to have fill-in stitching to do at StitchCon. So
Isn't that gorgeous?
this is American Eagle by Blackbird Designs, and I had to fill in the house and the roof of the house and the urn. And I got that all filled in and got to ring the bell.
It's just beautiful. What are you going to do with it?
I don't know, this one could maybe be a flat fold,
Ooh,
stand up kind of a thing. But
that's
we'll
a good
see.
idea.
we'll see. We all know how much I fully finish things, so could be a while before that happens, but yeah, it was a fun stitch. I loved it.
Feels like a feeling of accomplishment, doesn't it?
Yep.
It does. Well, I was working on the Noel from Hands On Design, and I just finished this last night because in one of the Primitive Stitcher magazine, Vanna Pfeiffer had done this on perforated paper. So I did it out. I don't know if you remember this, but I had started this a while ago and I made a mistake. And at the January 24 hours, Shelly picked it all out for me. Bless her heart. Bless her heart. So as I was stitching this, you know, it's fun to work on perforated paper. And I realized why. Well, when I was younger, we used to stitch on, sorry, the glare. We used to stitch on these stitch cards.
Stitch cards, yeah.
And that is exactly like it. It took me a while to figure that out, but I just thought, oh. So, anyway, that's my second.
Brought you back to your childhood.
It did. Too bad I can't find my Mrs. Beasley, but I found some stitch cards.
My turn?
Your turn.
Okay. My second finish at StitchCon is another Blackbird Designs. This is Midnight Ride.
It's just gorgeous.
And I had everything done except I just had the crow outlined, so I just had to fill him in. And I got to ring the bell for this one also, so that's my second finish. And that's
Very
all the
pretty.
finishes that I had.
Very, very pretty.
Yeah.
And the gentleman behind you was watching you
He was.
fill it in.
We were packing up for the night, and he says, "Oh, are you putting it away?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'll probably finish it tonight in the hotel room." He said, "Oh, I was watching you. I was hoping you were going to finish it while we were sitting."
Well, and there's a wide variegation there, so it was
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah,
Absolutely gorgeous.
it was fun.
So, do you want to do new starts?
Sure.
I had a couple. I know it's hard to believe, but I had a couple.
We both wanted to have at least one at StitchCon just to kind of commemorate the trip, right?
Right, and then with my WIPCO, I still had to do May and June's.
That's right.
And in May, I had, did I have 2 new starts and a start from my list?
Mm-hmm.
And then in June, I had a new start. And either May or June, I needed to work on my Winter Quaker, and I still have not done that. That's on my goal next. But I started Scarecrow Jack Mini by Don't Forget to Floss, Finally a Farm Girl.
That is so cute.
I just love it. And I looked at different fabric here, and then I went home. And I am on the monthly club for...
Be Stitch Me?
yeah, Be
Okay.
Stitch Me. And I came across this fabric. It's called Garden Party. So I started it on there.
Super cute.
I just love it. And it was fun to start something. I didn't want to stop. I wanted
Yeah.
just to keep going, but I had two
It's
other
kind
starts to
of
do.
green and orange mottled.
Yeah,
It's pretty.
it is pretty. So that's one of my starts.
Perfect place for a scarecrow
Absolutely.
in the garden.
So there's one of my new ones. Go ahead, Shell.
Want me to do it? Okay, so I had 2 new starts at StitchCon. The first one that I did, and by the way, I made this little bag for it.
She made bags for all of us.
I did.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That was a little gift on the way out. I made bags for everybody in the car. So, anyway, this is the one that Pam from Just Keep Stitching enabled me to start this. It's by Kay's Frames, and it says America established. I can't show you the pattern, but it says America established 1776.
And I'm sorry I do not have any more of these. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, she had the frame and everything. So I started it and I did just the A and considered that a good start. And then this week in the evenings, I stitched the M and the 2 stars. So I think this will be a very quick stitch. If I do like a letter a week, I'll be done before you know it.
Nice.
Or maybe even more, who knows? But I thought it had to go in that baseball bag, because what's more American than baseball?
Hot dogs.
Oh, and apple pie, right?
And Chevrolet.
And Chevrolet, yes. So that was one of my new starts. You're next.
All right. My next one was month to month August by Stitching with the Housewives. What are you
How
laughing-
many times did we hear about this? Oh, I just love it. It's just gorgeous, Judy.
They did. They heard it a lot. And I do. I just love it. I am stitching it on 28 count vintage smoky white.
You like that fabric too.
I do.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And this one I could have just kept going and going and going and going too. I just wish there wasn't a little thing called sleep that I need.
I know. It gets in the way, doesn't it?
It does. But isn't that pretty?
Totally gets in the way.
So that was start number 2.
Cool. And my start number 2. Oops, pulled the wrong one. This is another little bag that I made with some Paris fabric and with a little pink inside piece to kind of set it off. But I started Hands-On Designs' new summer basket. This is the triple play pillows series that she's doing. I think she's going to have one for every season. These are the summer ones. And I started the one on the bottom down here. And it's a pretty meager start, but it is a start nonetheless.
Oh,
I
those
got
colors are so pretty.
One little quilt motif done on it, but yeah, I'm excited to get back to this one because these colors are just so fun to stitch with.
They're so you.
Yeah, they are me. So yeah, and I think I said I called the place that has the fabric for the finishing, and I ordered their fat quarter packs so that I can do the finishing just like that. And I have the greens and I have the berries. So
Did you get the fabric yet?
I want to be just like Kathy Haberman.
Did
Poor
you,
Kathy.
Did you get the fabric yet?
Yeah, I didn't bring it, sorry. It's at home. But yeah, I'm excited about that. And I kind of want to keep making good progress on this so that I just want to get them done and out. I actually want to fully finish something as quickly as possible.
Chop, chop.
So, but this is kind of right up my alley, the quilted,
It says Shelley.
quilted finishing, so.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay, well, my third one was from Blackbird Designs Sewing Club.
That's right.
Rose, Hips, and Ivy. So I started this one. I've had this marked for a long time. This was the one on my list to pick from.
Cute.
So at the beginning of the year, I made a list of the items I wanted to start. And it's just a little start. Little.
That's kind of close to the edge. Are you going to be okay there?
Yep.
Yep.
Because you're going to be finishing it. No problem. So, so
Cool.
that's number 3.
Very cute. Number 3,
My start. Number 3, third start.
wasn't that your second start?
No.
You had 3 starts?
I had the Scarecrow, the August, and then this
Oh,
one.
you did. You did. Oh, let's talk about why else you're naughty. You know,
I can't win, people.
we have this competition going with that Turkey Hollow Farms. And
That's
so,
why she slept, so I had to drive.
So while I'm driving, by the way, of the 14 hours that it took us to get there, I drove 12. Justine drove 2. I hope you shoot that through your nose. And then on the way home,
Justine drove the whole way.
no, she did not. I do think you drove actually 4 hours on the way home, and I drove the rest. But when she wasn't driving, guess what she was stitching on? Turkey Hollow
It was
Farms.
on my whip go. Turkey Hollow Farm. So both Shell, sorry, there's a glare. Both Shell and I are stitching this. Did you work on yours at all?
No, that's what I'm getting at.
Well, but mine was on my Whipco. I had to.
Well, good for you. You know, and I went to all the trouble of outlining that house, and I didn't get to it at StitchCon. Yeah. So needless to say, she's out ahead of me by quite a stretch, I think.
Well, and I thought, if I did a thread a day for this,
oh.
but then the thread that I had pulled was like this long, so
that's
was
convenient.
taking forever. So
Judy,
anyway, I love
I'm
it.
so glad you gave me this. Justine's going to find this in a very uncomfortable place. Oh, goodness. All right, so that's one of your whips, right?
That's my only whip.
That's the only thing you worked on that was...
Yeah, because I finished Noel. Yeah, because then I finished my other ones.
That was all you worked on at StitchCon?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, I have a few...
I may have been talking a little.
Well, I worked on the American Eagle and the Midnight Ride, and then I pulled out my... Oh, jeez. I pulled out my Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow, which I was really hoping to have this... Here, where's my pointer? I was really hoping to have this
Thanks
block...
a lot, Judy.
this block done at StitchCon so I could ring the bell for it too, but it did not happen. Although I'm getting there.
Oh, that's just
So
gorgeous.
I got the barn completely filled in, and now I'm working on the snow in the background behind those trees, and I stitched quite a bit on it last night. But I don't mind doing fill-in, but white stitching just... My white
Sorry.
stitches just do not look nice.
Yes, they
And
do.
Anyway, so didn't get to ring the bell, but I have gotten quite a ways on this. And this is on my whip go for June, so I have to work on it 7 days, and I think I've got 3 in, so I have 4 days left. I should be able to finish this block and maybe start block number, what would it be, 8? Yeah, block
And
number.
what's the date today?
Today is the
24th.
24th.
And is it the 27th?
6, 7, yeah, so I'd be going on to block number 8. And she calls on Monday, the 27th. She'll call the next month.
Okay.
But I have till the end of the month to...
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering about,
So,
I have 5 hours to get on one of mine.
oh, yeah, you better get moving.
Chop, chop.
Something tells me every single month for Whipco, now until the end of the year, Turkey Hollow Farm is going to pop up for Justine. And she wonders why she has the naughty cup. Why? What did I do? Oh, I wonder. She does not play fair, people.
I didn't realize you were so competitive.
Hey, I just want to have a fighting chance.
It used to be Yahtzee, now it's cross stitching.
I still play it like Yahtzee. We can play Yahtzee if you want. I kick
Sorry,
your butt.
Chris, I thought we got rid of
I
that.
kick your butt. Okay. So I worked on that. What did you said you didn't have anything else. So
No, I'm done.
my other whip go for June was Newcastle Bouquet.
Ooh.
I started this in October. It was my birthday sister start. My sister's birthday start. So not taking it out of the thing, but this is Teresa Kogat's Newcastle Bouquet. These colors just scream Shelley.
They do. They do.
So, and I got 7 days in on this, and I feel like I made quite a dent.
Oh,
here.
wow, you did. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, how
So,
pretty.
That border is no joke, and sometimes I like to do the border and just have it done. But something like this, I think I'm gonna do a section of the border and then do something in the middle and kind of go back and forth to kind of shake it up a little bit. That's the plan anyway, but yeah, so I got my 7 days in on that. In fact, I think I did 8.
Just
I
look at
I
those.
wanted to finish,
Oh, how pretty.
I wanted to finish that section. So there's that, and of course I am doing the Winter Rose Manor sal with the Blue Earth Stitching Group. That's, of course, this one. And I am taking the 30 minutes a week very literally. I see some people are really making like huge progress, and I'm thinking, obviously, they're working more than 30 minutes a week.
Yeah, but you're working on other ones also, Shelley.
Because
That's
this is
so pretty.
oops, this is how far I am. Oh, it's kind of wrinkled there, but yeah. So this is 3 weeks worth, 90 minutes essentially. And yeah, I have to get this week's time in here in the next few days. I have till next Wednesday to get my next 30 minutes in. So I worked on that. I did put just a little bit of time into the burgundy band sampler. I think I pulled this out the night that we got to the hotel, because this is my go-to. I'm tired.
Oh, wow. Look at how much you have done.
So I don't feel like I've made a whole lot of progress since I showed it last, but
It's just gorgeous.
yeah. Now, Judy, Alabama Judy, she's getting a lot of mentions here. Judy wanted me to bring this because she wanted to see it. And so we chatted about it for a bit. And she wanted to know if Justine had any more of this band in. Judy, I could have swore, and I think I told you this, I could have swore that I saw another roll of this in your kitchen area, in the drawers. And so I did go looking today, and I apologize, I did not find it. You want to grab that?
But there's one for me.
There's one, yeah, there's one for Justine. There is a roll with the blue striping on it, but this must be the one I was thinking of when I saw a bigger roll of it. I'm not seeing another roll of the red, so I apologize. And I don't know, Justine, if you can get this or okay. So anyway, sorry, Judy. I did take a look for it for you and couldn't find it. So yeah, I just put a few stitches in this Wednesday night when we got to the hotel, because I wanted to stitch, but I didn't want to get into anything too involved, and that's always the one I pull out in those cases. And that's it. I think that's all I've worked on since our last Flosstube.
That's it?
That's it. What?
That's a lot.
Well, I have worked a little bit on a lot of different pieces. You just put a lot of time in on your Turkey Hollow farm. Okay, plans.
Well, my plans are to, I have to work 5 hours, no, excuse me. I get to work 5 hours on Winter Quaker. And then one of the starts that I didn't get started at StitchCon, I still want to do this Mill Hill on 14 count fabric. So I have 14 count Sage Summer Khaki Ada that I'm very excited to start. So,
oh my gosh, I love that thing.
yeah, hopefully I'll get it started.
Is the blue stitched?
Yes.
Or no, it is. Oh wow.
Yes, because look at the
there we go.
colors. Isn't that pretty?
Pretty. Are you going to put those on floss drops?
I knew you would have a problem because they weren't on floss drops.
We got so many nice new floss drops at
We
StitchCon.
did, but I wanted to, I wanted to show them first, and then I will put them on. Thank you, thank you. That's it.
That's the only thing in your plans?
That and
The 5
Winter
hours you
Quaker,
have on
and then
something.
I was thinking though, if I grabbed something else that is almost done and
You
do
could
a
have
thread a
another-
day.
Yeah.
But I think I've mentioned that before and I haven't followed through with it. So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. My plans, like I said, I have 4 more days that I need to put into Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow. So I'll be working on that some. And the new WIPCO numbers will be pulled this coming Monday, the 27th, if she doesn't pull them sooner. Sometimes she does that. So we're all kind of waiting to see what those are going to be. We know what one of them is going to be for Justine, Turkey Hollow Farm. Anyway, and then the Black Needle Society Summer at Stars Hollow, Gilmore Girls online retreat is going on this weekend. It started Wednesday.
Oh, that's
I've not put a
great.
single stitch in yet, not one.
Oh.
And I think it was Lynn that we met at StitchCon that came to me and said, "Oh, you have to do your Gilmore Girls one all in one big piece." And what's funny is I had kind of just decided I was going to do it in 4 pieces. In 4 separate pieces. So I felt like I disappointed her. But the more I thought about it, Lynn, I think you're right. I think I'm back.
Good job, Lynn.
That's probably why I haven't stitched on it, because I've been going back and forth. How am I going to do this? But I think I'm going to do it in one long piece.
We'll get it going tonight
So,
then. for
yeah,
goodness sakes.
maybe tonight I'll get some stitching in on it. I have to stitch on it at some point this weekend. I can't go the whole retreat weekend and not put a single stitch in. And I know our friend Sarah is doing it too, so she's probably way ahead of me. But oh, I brought it too. I was going to show the pattern.
Do you give her a hard time because she's beating you?
No, not at all. Okay, so here's my fall. And summer will go right here next to it. And the summer pattern, oh, this smells kind of funky. This is the project bag that came in the kit. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert if you haven't opened your box for this yet, but roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer, those days of soda, pretzels and beer. They sing that in the show if you haven't watched the Gilmore Girls, which I know you haven't. Anyway, here is the new pattern. And so as you can see, the gazebo over here. Oh, where's my pointer? I lost my pointer, Judy.
Thank goodness.
The gazebo over here will hook up to the gazebo in the autumn pattern. And then, but man alive, there are a ton of colors in this thing.
Oh, wow.
Look at this.
Oh,
So,
how pretty.
Yeah, it's going to be really pretty, but it's a
Now,
lot
did
of
those colors come with it, or did you have to supply the colors?
I bought them from you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I kitted this up at my LNS.
But did you do them all at the beginning, or did you do it?
Well, so on the back here where it shows the colors that you need, the ones in yellow are colors from the first pattern.
Oh, nice.
So you know you don't have to buy those,
Okay.
but all the other ones I needed to buy.
Okay.
And I expected that. I mean, they're different seasons. They're going to be pretty different
Yeah.
colors. So I expected
They're
that.
gorgeous.
But the stitchy box that came for this, oh, it's hot in the stitchy box that came for this, there was lots of fun stuff in it. So I probably should sometime do an unboxing, but so many people do those. You know, you can catch it on a number of channels.
My air isn't working the
Just
best
the
in
air
here.
conditioner is, yeah, not working the best. So I'm having a heater. Anyway, okay, so that's that. I need to get working on that in plans. And, oh, and like I said, I want to put some more time in my hands-on design pillows because I want to get those done. And I've been making a lot of project bags, and I enjoy doing that, so I'll probably keep
So
doing
do we.
I bought some super cool New York City fabric. So in fact, that's part of my plans too. I almost forgot. I bought some cool New York City fabric because I think I said last time my daughter and I are going to take a trip to New York City Thanksgiving weekend. And I thought, oh, I need to have a New York City project bag. And I should start a project while I'm there to
Because
remember
you'll
our
have so
trip.
much time.
Well, my niece in the car on our road trip to StitchCon was looking up different New York City patterns. And God love her, she's like huge into Broadway and stuff. And she was finding some really cool patterns, but they're cute and they'd be fun to stitch, but I don't know what I'd do with them after they were stitched. So I think I've decided, because I'm a big bird fan and I love to stitch birds, I'm going to do the New York State bird, which is the Eastern Blue Jay. And I have a couple of pattern options here. So if you guys want to vote on what you think I should do, first of all, this little guy.
You'd like that since you saw it.
I've had this for so long. This little angry bluebird. It's called Baby It's Cold Outside. It's just like a little ornament. I think he's so darn cute. So I had him. But then I also found on Sub Rosa on Etsy, she has this cute little Eastern bluebird pattern. So it's going to be one of these two.
So how do they, one or two, or do you want them to say the designer's name? Or?
So, This is number 1, Angry Bluebird. He's number 1. And this is number 2, the Sub Rosa Bluebird. Okay? So 1 is Angry Bluebird, 2 is Sub Rosa Bluebird. Let me know what you think I should do. I will tell you, there is a ton of floss in this one. It's very confetti stitching. Whereas this is just, no. This one is just a few colors. So this would be an
Why don't you
easier
just
stitch
do 'em
for
both?
me. Anyway, well, I will eventually, but. So yeah, that I'm going to get my New York City bags done, and that's going to go in there. And it's kind of a surprise for my niece Morgan, but I decided she needed to have a New York City bag too, so I will be making her a bag.
Good job.
So that's my plans. You're done?
I'm done.
What about haul?
Haul.
Ooh, we do have haul, don't we?
I don't know if I showed you this before or not. I apologize if I did, but Linda made me this to go to StitchCon. And I took it to StitchCon. So here's for my needles. I think maybe I showed this. I'm sorry. And here's the little,
I don't remember.
you know, maybe I didn't. But I just love it.
That was
Thank
cute.
you, thank you, thank you. And then here's the bag that Shelly Lynn made for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So that's basically my haul.
The bag I gave my sister has strawberries on it. The bag I gave my one niece, Morgan, is totally Morgan. It was like all the colors in the rainbow, and it was tie-dyed, batiks. Totally Morgan. And then my niece Maggie had commented on the bag I showed in the last Flosstube with the black cap chickadees in it. And I had some black cap chickadee fabric, so I made one of those for her. So,
What a nice aunt.
so yeah. What else for haul?
And that's it.
You didn't have any haul from Keepsakes and from...
I bought a pattern that I sent off as a gift this week, so I don't have that.
Oh, okay. I have it though,
Okay.
because I think we bought the same one.
Yep.
Yep.
And then I bought little zappy dots for keepsakes.
Has the Keepsakes house on it.
So basically that was it.
Okay. My turn then. First of all, you guys have seen my little turkey that I was working on, and I have the Pilgrims and the Native Americans to go along with it. This one is the Holiday Friends, and I got this one primarily for these cute little patriotic people up here in the corner. The Pilgrims are on this pattern as well.
I like the pilgrims also.
Yeah. And I'm trying to remember what she said. So you can only get these Needle Love patterns now through Cross Stitch Cupboard in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. She is working with Needle Love Company. Needle Love is doing more quilting type business now, and they have not been releasing their cross stitch patterns anymore. But Karen at the Cross Stitch Cupboard is working with them, and she's trying to license them so that she's the only one that can sell them. And so I got the Thanksgiving Friends from her, and this is the most recent one that she has been able to get the permission to sell. And she's also working on, I want to say, the Christmas one and the nativity scene one, which my sister wants the nativity scene one. So there's that. That came in the mail. And then this is the one that both Justine and I got at Keepsakes. This is Token of Fall by Hello from Liz Matthews. But Keepsakes has a conversion that they did. And the bird is red. And there's lots of red and green in it. And it is just absolutely gorgeous. And so they have the conversion in the back here of the pattern. But I think my sister bought this one too. I think all three of us did. So I will get to this eventually. I want to do it up just like they had it at Keepsakes. It's really pretty. So I got that. And Justine brought this for me. It has the silks in it. And it's by Little House Needleworks Liberty Silk Pack, it's called. I've seen a lot of people stitching it. So,
I think Linda's done with it.
is she? Oh, Justine.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. All right. That's all I have for haul. So, StitchCon. You start, because I got to clean up here so I can get organized.
First of all,
Oh my gosh.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I know Stephanie, Barbara, and Pam. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Also, a huge thank you to the staff of Keepsakes, because they were working in the annex. They were working at Keepsakes while the rest of us were stitching, and all we had to do was call and get what we wanted, and they would bring it to us. It was just awesome. It
was.
yeah. You hear how wonderful it is, and they're right. They're right. First of all, we started off. Shelley and I started off the day before, and we went to and picked up our rental car. And they didn't have the car that we had requested.
They had said we were going to get a 7-passenger minivan. And we thought, well, we have 5 passengers, so, you know, that'll leave plenty of room for luggage and whatnot.
Remember, Justine got the lecture on how she couldn't bring the kitchen sink. So, we get there, and we don't have the 7-passenger. We have, how many passenger?
I think it was a 6-passenger Ford Explorer.
And 5 people's luggage. But you know what? We did it.
We made it work.
We made it work. And we laughed. And we giggled. And we laughed. We left at 7 o'clock on Wednesday morning?
Wednesday morning.
Wednesday
Yep.
morning. And, oh man.
We had a good time.
We had an awesome
The ride
time.
was as much fun as that. Well, not as much fun, but the ride was fun too.
It really, really was. I mean, what a good group of people that I was lucky enough to go with.
So I have to say,
Oh, here it goes.
when you're driving and you go and shut off the vehicle, this thing would come up on the dash that said, check the back for occupants. And so we started calling my niece Maggie the occupant because she was in the way back.
And bless her heart.
And I would say, somebody let the occupant out. And it was just this running joke the whole trip that, you know, hey, we need to
That's
let
because
the
at one time they left the occupant in there.
we left it, and it was hot.
Yeah, all of a sudden I heard, Justine!
I'm like, who forgot the occupant? Oh my gosh. Maggie, you're such a trooper.
Yes, thank you.
Not only that, but I think she slept on the pull-out bed at the hotel.
She
so
did. Bless her heart.
She just really took one for the
She
team.
did. She did. And then our, was it our first stop? Was that Country Sampler?
Yep.
And Shelley and I had been there before. But Shannon and Morgan and Maggie had not been there. And we walk in and it's busy because they have their weekend, they had their camp.
Summer camp. Yep.
So we proceed to walk in, and who do I see? The very first person is Carol, the salt box stitcher. And I'm like, whoa, we're not in Kansas anymore. And it was fun. I had told myself that I could only buy one kitted up project, and it was so busy that I think I'll just order it online or call an order. But wow.
I don't know why I expect anything less, but Carol was right behind my sister and I in line as we were going to check out, and she struck up a conversation with us, and she was so friendly and so nice and such a sweetheart. And like I said, I don't know why I expect less. Everybody in the stitching community is so genuine and so nice, but for her to strike up a conversation with us, I don't know, that just really struck me, and it was, what a nice gal. Very
It was
nice
fun.
gal.
I would love to have seen what all those ladies were working on.
Oh, I know. Well, you know, I want that GGR Red Deer sampler because I see it behind Carol every time I watch her show, and I love that thing. And they didn't have it there. They had some GGR, but they didn't have that one. So that was one of the ones I was looking for this weekend.
But it was so fun. Then we stopped for dinner and went on our way.
Yeah, we had dinner in Spring Green, right? There was a little cafe there that we ate at.
And I have to say that I think I started out with eyeliner on when I left, but by the time we probably got halfway there, it probably was wiped off because the tears were coming because I was laughing so
We
hard.
laughed so hard.
And I don't do well with laughing hard because then I start coughing. But it was fun. Then we finally got to the hotel about, must have been 10 o'clock
It was
that
10
night.
o'clock their time, so 9 o'clock our. It was about 14 hours for us on the road. But we did kind of go out of our way to go to Spring Green, to Country Sanctuary, right?
Right. So I think I even stitched that night a little, didn't I?
Yeah, I think you did, and I stitched, like I said, on my burgundy band sampler.
Yeah.
And then I think we hit the wall, and it was like, oh.
Yeah, we
I
both
have to
slept
go to
very
bed.
well that night.
Yes, we did.
The next morning, then we got up and we wanted to be at the convention center very early. So we got up and I believe I brought breakfast to you that day.
You did.
Okay.
Well, okay. So she offered to go get coffee and bagels, and she said, I'm gonna have to make 2 trips. And I, of course, felt guilty. I'm like, you don't have to do that for me. I'll get my own. No. She wanted to do it. So she brings the coffee up, and she goes back down and was gonna get me a bagel. And I think you got a bagel too. She walks in the door with the bagels and immediately drops them on the floor of the hotel.
But we ate them.
I ate the bagel because we were hungry, and
There's only so much time for so much
yes,
stuff.
the 10-second rule had to apply. So, yes,
And then
we ate the dirty bagels.
Yes. And then we went down into the lobby and we had to check in again. That's what we were doing.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
And I looked up and there was
Missy and Kathy.
yes. And I think Kathy was on the phone.
Yeah. I
And
think
so Missy came up and instantly gave me a hug. And it was so fun.
What a sweetheart.
Because we watched them on 2 Needles Pulling Thread.
Mhm.
So that was just fun. I enjoy watching them.
And
So
that,
it was really fun
that
to meet them.
Maine accent.
Yes.
I love that Maine accent.
Yes.
They don't think they have an accent. They think we have an accent.
But how about who did we meet at market?
Oh, the Daily Stitcher.
Yes.
Gosh.
And she was from Maine, but where was she from before?
Oh, I
She
don't-
really
I
had
don't
an accent,
remember.
and I could
Yeah.
listen to it all day long. But anyway, squirrel, sorry.
Yeah. We should have done like a warning before this.
Yes.
This is going to be all over the place
It
because
is.
we're going to think of random things, and so buckle your seatbelt.
Yep,
It's going
you're
to be
in
a
for
bumpy
a
ride.
ride.
Yep.
And then we proceeded to the convention center. Go ahead, Shell. You're up.
We pull into the parking lot. We have not even shut off the car, and this car pulls up next to us, and no windows rolled down, nothing. We can see the gal in the seat going, "I want you." I'm like,
Wasn't that Angie and Jeannie?
yes, I think so. Yes. This is the other thing. We met so many people, and to put a face with a name and then try to remember which face goes with which name, we apologize profusely if we get something wrong here.
I'm sorry.
But
And I know it doesn't seem like this, but really, Shelly and I are introverts.
very much so.
And yeah, so it was
That is, I think you and I both said, the one regret that we do have from
Big
the
time.
weekend is that we didn't get up and go kind of walk around the room as much as we probably should have, but that is very, very much outside of our comfort zone.
we've come a long way.
Oh yeah,
But we still have some
yeah.
progress to make.
But I do regret that. I wish I would have walked around a little bit more and seen what everybody else was stitching and working on, and kind of visited and but thank you so much to all the people that came up to our table and chatted us up, because that was just priceless.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
It was. We haven't even gotten out of the car yet, and somebody is waving us down, and so that was fun.
And that was
amazing.
fun because then the rest of the weekend we got to know them.
Yeah.
And in fact, I talked to Angie today on the phone. So I mean, it was. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, thank you.
such a pleasure to meet
Yes.
everybody. So we get in there, and it was what, 10 o'clock?
Something like that.
And
Weird.
check-in was at noon.
I think so.
And there was already a line.
Yeah.
So we were glad that we had gone early, and I really don't think we would have had trouble getting a table.
You don't know. It was still fun just to be with
Yeah.
people like us
Yeah,
in
it
line,
was.
you know, and
It
we
made
met
standing
people in line.
Yeah, it made standing in line for 2 hours seem like nothing.
Right.
You know, it went so
Right.
quickly because we were visiting and meeting people, and Tammy,
What a cutie.
yes, she is a cutie, and she just posted a picture on Instagram with her and her grandchildren, and oh my gosh, they were having so much fun. And there were quite a few kids around that table, and I think she said it wasn't all of them, but it was quite a few
how
of them.
fun.
She is just blessed, but she is a sweetheart. She's the one that says I look like Sally Field, and I don't see it, but I'll take it. Thank you very much.
Well, and she wasn't the only one that said that.
Wasn't she?
No, there was somebody else. I wonder if it.
And her girlfriend that was with her, I don't know why I can't remember her name. Please forgive me, I can't remember her name. But she had to wear the face mask.
Oh,
because,
yes, because her grandchild or
I
somebody
think she had a
was
premature
with.
grandchild.
Yeah.
Yeah, that she was just being really careful.
Yep, bless
So
her
that
heart.
she could continue to see her grandson.
Yeah.
So
And that was her way of being able to come to StitchCon.
yeah.
And
Yep, and that
Good
whole
for her.
table, you will have a picture of that table, I think.
Will
I think I have it from Facebook, and I can
Okay.
send it to you. But that whole table, Wendy was sitting at that table.
Oh,
Wendy
over
from
there then. Oh,
yeah,
fun.
Wendy from
Okay.
Iowa that's going to come stitch with us at 24 Hour Stitching. Hi, Wendy. Yeah, that whole table was just a stitch, like the
fun.
pun. Anyway. Oh, we haven't even gotten in the room yet. We're still, yeah. Oh, and Lynn came up and talked to us, and she is from, I believe she said Mount Prospect,
Oh.
and her husband had come with her,
What a sweetheart.
and she had forgotten her water bottle at the hotel. So here comes her little husband. He was the cutest little thing, bringing her water bottle, and then he'd drop her off every day and pick her up every night. And I have no idea what he did all day long, but just the cutest
Well, and she
little
was
couple.
just
She was so sweet.
very
Yes.
wonderful.
And Lynn, I think you were the one, in fact, we talked about it before, I think, that told me I should do the the Stars Hollow pieces all in a row. And so you've talked me into it. That's the plan.
Thank you. But then we got our goodie bags and we sat down and we started to stitch.
Want me to show this?
Yeah.
Check out these bags.
They're nice
I mean,
bags.
just the bag alone. These are like a nice Land's End or LL Bean bag. They're a heavy canvas. They're super nice. They say StitchCon on them. And they were just full of little goodies. What?
I see your name in it. Were you afraid I was going to take it or something?
No, remember when we sat down, we
Oh.
didn't want them to get mixed up, so Morgan and I wrote our names in them. Maybe we were the only ones that did that. I don't know.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear very well that day.
But we
Sorry.
also got these cool little StitchCon journal notebooks with a pen. My little tab for my pen broke, but yeah, super nice little notebooks. That was in there too, and stickers. What else?
It's fun.
All sorts of goodies.
So fun. And then we sat down at our table and Alabama Judy came over.
Hi, Judy.
What a doll. And
She is
she's
a
the
doll.
gal who gave us the wine.
Bottle of wine, and
I wasn't too excited about this one. Her friend and her did it. And what was her friend's name?
Brenda.
I wasn't too thrilled with this one.
And she's told us, in fact, she's threatened us, don't be surprised if I show up for one of your 24 hours of stitching with my friend Brenda. So we're really hoping. We'll see
But
them
you
at
have
some
to show them the end of it, because what color is the end of it?
point. Red. It's perfect for me. I think I'm going to call this the regulator. I know that you meant for me to quit using a pen to point at our work, but
Yeah, you know who's going to get stuck with it.
I love it.
Oh, how fun.
Yes, they gave us that. Who else did we meet? Or you're still on Thursday, or Thursday, right?
Yes,
Didn't we go? Was Thursday? Yeah, Thursday we went and had Italian for supper.
that's right.
And we wanted to be back in time for like the gala, the opening gala.
Right. And we grabbed Michelle.
Oh, yes. Talk about Michelle.
She was. We had 5 people at our table, and there was room for 6.
Yeah.
So when I say Maggie and Morgan grabbed Michelle to sit with us, I mean
Literally.
they grabbed her and said, "Are you by yourself?" And so poor Michelle got stuck with us the rest of the week, and it was a blast.
She was
meeting
fun.
her.
It was so nice to meet her.
A
She is
blast.
Michelle McCoy of Day Before Michelle is her Flosstube, I think.
The day before this day,
The day before this day. Okay.
and
Day
I saw
before.
her. She had her picture taken with I can't remember who that I was watching a Flosstube with.
Yeah. Look at
And
her
so bless
cute
her
little
heart, she went
business
out to eat with
cards.
us, and it was fun. Very
Well, it wasn't
fun.
like she had a choice.
Sorry, Michelle.
She got literally sat down in her seat, and we said, "We're going for Italian. You're coming with us." So, no, I had gone up to Barbara earlier in the afternoon, and I said, "Hey, we have one open seat, and we'd like to, have someone that has come all by themselves." I know I saw a lot of posts prior to StitchCon, people being nervous. I'm coming by myself. I'm a little nervous, and I thought, someone that's coming by themselves, tell them they can come and sit with us, and and Michelle was just the perfect fit. It was so fun. What else? Do I
Well,
keep interrupting you? That's
No.
Sorry.
And so then that was Thursday, right? We watched the gala, and it was
great.
It was fun. It was a blast.
Barbara is a very, very good speaker, and she is very motivating and uplifting, I think. There were a couple times there when she was talking that I got a little choked up. So that was cool.
Yep. And then we went back to the hotel, and we went down for the late night stitching for a while,
Right.
which is way out of my area because I go to bed early. But I did it.
We didn't stay too long. It was hot in that room.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just hot everywhere. It was hot
Yeah.
until Saturday. So we didn't stay too long because it was just so hot. But we stayed and stitched for a little bit. Then we figured out that the room was I think it was 2 rooms that had a partition in between them. So they had pulled the partition back, and one side of the room was cooler than the other. I think we figured out, but we were never able to get there soon enough to get the cool side of the room. So, and I don't know if Justine's told you, but I don't handle heat well.
Neither do I.
I get a little crabby.
And so do I.
So.
So 2 crabby people together is not good.
So then we went up to our room, and I didn't sleep as well that night, but that's okay. So then Friday
we got up.
we
Shelley
went,
waited on me. She brought me breakfast that morning.
yeah, and we decided to go right to Keepsake.
That's
that day.
right.
We did not ride the Stitchy bus because of how hot it was, and we just thought being on that bus is going to be miserable.
Well, and then that way we thought if we go to the store right away, that we have the rest of the day, to stitch
sit
and
and
look in
stitch,
the
yeah.
annex and all that kind of stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
it's so fun to go to other stores, to a different store that you haven't been to, and just look.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful. And again, you were meted at the door by a smile.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's nothing like that.
Yeah, they were just so helpful and so
Yeah.
pleasant, and let me tell you that was a lot of stuff to
And
look
it was
at.
so fun. The models.
The models were just everywhere you turned. I mean, there was not an unused bit of space in that place.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. But
Wonderful.
it started to fill up pretty quickly.
Mhm.
And so I think we kind of, not rushed, but I think we, made a couple decisions on things we wanted to buy and then got out of there so other people, because, we knew the annex was going to be open
Mhm.
at the convention center, and we kind of made a quick shopping trip of it and
It's nice.
got back there.
It was so fun. And then we got back to the convention center. And then we went for lunch that day. And was that Friday or Saturday? Do I
It
have
was
the wrong
Friday.
day?
That was Friday.
We went for lunch with Monica.
Yep. Well, it was kind of a
Lunch supper.
lunch. Yeah, it was middle of the day, kind of.
I had talked to Monica, who used to own Welcome Stitchery before I bought it.
Hi, Monica.
Hello. And I was talking to her, I can't remember how many months ago. And she said she had moved down to Cincinnati. And I said, Monica, Shelly and I are going to be down there for StitchCon. Well, we got to meet together with her. Her husband stayed back with the grandkids, but we at least got to see Monica. And it was so fun.
It
was so fun. When we loaded everything up from the store and brought it here, she got to know my family, and we got to know hers.
Mm-hmm.
So she asked how my kids were doing. We asked how her kids were doing. Shelley and I, of course, were bantering back and forth, and I looked at Monica and I said, some things haven't changed. And she just smiled and said, I wouldn't think they would. So
Yeah, she was just.
That-
I think she had a great time, which made me feel good. That.
So, Monica, if you're watching this, if I haven't told you today, thank you. So that was fun.
Yeah.
Then we went back to the convention center and stitched some more.
Mm-hmm.
We each got one of these, the Stitchy Fund. And what did I do? In pins and needles.
A little.
Yep. Thank you, Katie. And then, I wonder if it's when we went out to eat, we came back and somebody had put money in our Stitchy Fund for us. Our table behind us did.
So fun.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now you're up.
I'm up.
Yep.
Let's see. What have we not covered yet? That was Friday, right?
Correct.
We came back. There was the Stitchy Cup. Was Friday night the night of the auction or no?
That would have been Saturday night.
That was Saturday night. Okay. So I think we went back, and I think we went back down for the
stitching for
the stitching. But again, we were in that other part of the room, and it was kind of warm, so we didn't stay very long.
Well, and part of it is I can't stay up late, so
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But I did have a bottle of wine with me, and on the way out of the room, I caught Pam's eye, and I asked her if she wanted a glass of wine, and I happened to we had gone to Target, and I bought some cheap plastic cups to have in the room, and she said, I don't have a cup. I said, oh, Pam, I got you. So I poured her a glass of wine, and then we headed back upstairs. I think we stitched a little bit in the room that night, too.
I think so, too. We kind of did that every night just to kind
Yeah,
of...
just to kind of wind down.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the brag table.
Oh,
You had to keep going back to the brag table because people kept adding to it. It was just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I told Shelley, I had to laugh because when I came back to work then, this is the first pattern that I walked in and saw. And this was done and on the brag table, and it was just gorgeous.
I am pretty sure, I could be wrong, somebody can correct me if I am, but I think the one that was on the brag table was Gary's from Garon's Stitchery. I know he stitched that, so I'm kind of making an assumption here, but I think it was Gary's from Garon.
I wonder if it wasn't, though. I thought I looked at it. I'm not sure. But what are the odds that it caught my eye in the brag table, and the minute I walk into the store, this is what I see. It was gorgeous. And I know Gary has stitched this one.
Oh, has
This is my favorite.
he? That is so pretty.
This may be on my short list really quick.
And Candace K, she has a Flosstube. She was stitching it
Oh, that's
while
right.
while we were there, and she finished it while we were there.
That is right.
So she got to ring the bell, and you can't tell from looking at the pattern here, but that thing is loaded with beads, and it is absolutely stunning.
That's right. We all kept going over to watch her, and like, if we would leave her alone, she would have been done a long time ago. So I'm
Sure,
sorry. I'm so sorry. But yeah,
That's funny.
just beautiful. Just beautiful.
And I don't think Justine slept well Friday night, because as we were sitting there Saturday stitching, I see her kind of starting to fidget in her chair. And then pretty soon I see her nodding, and I'm like, oh, she's tired. And she said, what would people think if I crawled under the table and took a nap? And I said, go for it.
These tables were huge. They were round.
They were round, yeah. They had a big, long tablecloth on them. So she crawled under the table.
Of course, the time that I crawl under the table is the time that Pam comes and sits in my spot.
So she'd been under there for a while, and I thought, boy, I think she's really sleeping, you know. And her chair was open, and all of a sudden, here comes Pam. And Pam sits down, and I said to her, in all seriousness, I said, just watch your feet, because Justine's under the table taking a nap. And she kind of looked at me and fluffed me off, and obviously did not believe me. And all of a sudden, Justine lifted up the tablecloth and peeked her head out, and I thought Pam was going to come out of her skin.
I'm sorry,
She
Pam.
scared the crap out of her. I think she thought I was kidding. I'm like, no, really. She's down there taking a nap.
The rest of the table it didn't faze them that I would do this, you know.
So they proceeded to have a very long conversation. Pam sitting in the chair looking down at her, and Justine looking up at her upside down. I bet you guys had a 30-minute discussion.
And it was a good one.
Oh my gosh.
Well, and then
It was so
what
funny.
happened? Then they couldn't find Pam.
Yeah.
So Stephanie got over the loudspeaker and asked where Pam was at, and she goes, I'm over here. So Stephanie walked over, and you should have seen what she just looked at me like, what are you doing?
So I don't know how much sleep you got, but
Well, I was awake after that.
oh my gosh. It's
But
just
sometimes
crazy.
I just need a little downtime, and I got
Yeah.
it. So
I don't know, that kind of made the day for us. That was funny. Then what did we do? Oh, we went over to that little brewery,
Yes.
Third Eye Brewing. We walked across the street from the convention center and had a really good meal over there.
very good.
Kind of, I think Two Needles Pulling Thread said it the best, kind of upscale bar food.
You're right.
Yep. So
You're right.
that was good. We drug Michelle with us that night too.
Yeah.
So, that poor thing. Anyway, so we ate there. I was just trying to look at my notes here. I want to make sure that. Oh, I was going to make a comment about some of the young stitchers that were there. My nieces included, Maggie and Morgan. But we saw quite a few other young stitchers too, and that is really, really encouraging and exciting to see younger gals getting into the art.
Which, speaking of that, this is kind of off the subject, but I had Stitch Camp yesterday. We're having it for 3 weeks. It's going to be each Thursday, and I have kids from school, from 3rd grade to 7th grade. I was lucky enough to have a couple of them yesterday, some boys, some girls, and it is so fun to see the young kids that age get so excited.
And I was sitting here today getting ready to do our Flosstube, and in walks this young boy, Riley, to come show Justine how much he's gotten done on his project.
And he had to get more fabric because
he was booking right along and loving every minute of it. It was so cute.
Those kids were just awesome.
Yeah.
Just awesome. So, okay, sorry.
That's fun.
Squirrel again, sorry.
Let's see. We talked about Wendy from Iowa. She's going to join us for Flosstube. We talked about Alabama Judy several times, and her friend Brenda.
So did the Two Needles Pulling Thread.
Yeah.
Talked about her also.
Yep. We met Gary and Ronnie. That was fun. Ronnie came around, was having people sign his shirt.
Right, and we had met Ronnie at Market.
Yeah.
But there were so many people that there's no way he remembered us.
Yeah, and we were in such a hurry, rushing around to get stuff. So it was very nice to meet them. Pam and Steph, of course, very, very, very genuine, wonderful people. My gosh, just so much fun to be around and to chat with. And my niece Morgan just absolutely loves Stephanie, and she says, "Oh, if we were closer, we would be best friends." So they got a little selfie together. That
It
was
is so
kind of
fun and so positive and so wow. I mean, I was tired. I cannot imagine how tired they were, but you would
Yeah.
have never known.
No.
No. So,
And Stephanie said that she doesn't like to compare weekends, and she does not want Weekend B to ever think that they get kind of the short end of the deal. And
no.
rest
way.
assured, Stephanie,
Nope.
we never felt that way for a second.
No, but
We had an amazing time.
we really thank you from the
Yeah.
bottom of our hearts.
Yeah.
We thank you.
Super fun. I don't know. What else? And then there was the drive home, which was fun, but a little less fun than on the way there.
Yeah.
I don't know. We were all tired,
Very tired.
but, we still tolerated each other for 12 hours in the car. So
In other words, we never got hurt.
I didn't have to do the reach around and slap heads or anything. So
I'm stopping the car.
it went okay. I'll turn this car around. Yeah,
But yeah, it was
it was
wow.
fun.
It was fun.
We
So
had a great
thank you to everybody
Oh.
we saw.
I remember something I wanted to say. I think I called you that night. Before we left, trying to remember where we were. I was with my son and his girlfriend. And he said to me, "Where are you going again?" I said, "We're going to Cincinnati." He goes, "For what?" I said, "Well, I could tell you, but you wouldn't believe it." He goes, "No, really, what are you going for?" I said, "We're going for a stitching convention." And I was just waiting to hear, the crap. And he says, "You know what, Mom? I think this stitching thing is the best thing that's ever happened to you." And I was like, "Okay." He said, you're so happy about it. It makes you happy, and you can just tell you love it, and you've just really found your thing. And I thought, oh my gosh.
Good job, Sam.
Yeah.
Good job, Sam.
What a sweetheart.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that was fun to hear. I think that's it. We know we're forgetting people.
Yes.
We know we're forgetting, fun conversations that we had with people. We are deeply sorry, but it was a lot.
And again, we apologize for not getting around to the other tables.
Yeah.
Part of it was
Yeah.
you're just kind of in awe besides, so, but
Yeah.
how fun. How fun.
I
So,
think that's it.
that's it for that. And then I just want to tell you a couple things that are going on here. I had talked before that maybe we would be closed on the 4th of July. I will not be. I will be open the 4th of July on Saturday. The only thing is I will probably close at noon instead of 3 o'clock. So if by any chance you're planning a trip to this area, come on down, but just please call beforehand. I'm happy to stay later than noon, but just let me know that you're coming. The following week is Giant Days here in Bloor, and so it's a big Giant Day celebration. We have a parade, and I think there's a band uptown and everything going on. Then the next weekend is my anniversary. That's my first year anniversary. And we are going to have people in the back parking lot like we did for my open house. We're going to have some vendors out there. And every year for my anniversary, I'm going to have a welcome pattern made. And this year, Hands On Design has made it. And Shelly and I were both fortunate enough to see that while we were at StitchCon. Kathy emailed me a pattern and we looked at it, and yes, we both had tears.
My comment was, this is Justine in a pattern. So
It's just awesome.
that's all I'm going to say about it. It is.
It's awesome. So we will be releasing that pattern on that Friday, and we will have patterns available, and we will have kitted up available also. I have the threads and the fabric coming to me as we speak, and I am so excited. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And if I understood her correctly, this will be the only place you can get that pattern for a period of time, right?
Correct.
Yep. So, and it is just,
It is beautiful.
yep.
So that is Friday and Saturday. So that's the second weekend. I believe it's the 14th and 15th.
Yep.
And then the following weekend after that is 24 hours here. And we are going to have it in Elmore, which is 7 miles south of us, right on 169. The lodging is full at the retreat center, but there are still hotels available. And if you are interested in coming to 24 hours, please give me a call or shoot me an email. More people can come than what can sleep upstairs. So if you want to come for a day in Stitch, if you want to come and stay at the hotels here in Blue Earth or Fairmont or Albert Lea, come on down. Only thing is, if you are going to do that, I would suggest that you call the hotels ASAP, because we are a small town, and since we're right on the interstate, the hotels do seem to fill up during the summer months. So, but we've got plenty of room downstairs. So if you are interested and want to come stitch with us, just please give me a call or shoot me an email, because I do have little goodie bags, and I want to make sure I have enough goodie bags for everybody.
There's way more stitching spots than there are sleeping spots. So, yeah, even though the sleeping spots are filled, it's
So
still open for stitching.
So yeah, we have some pretty exciting things going on this next month. So
It's going to be busy.
it is very busy.
Fun busy, though.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, Chris, we did see your post on Facebook. We know that you want those flamingo patterns. I'm a little concerned that you want them pre-stitched. So I'm a little concerned about that. But, yeah, we'll give you a call and see how we can get those to you. So, she saw the hands-on design flamingo patterns that Kathy posted the other day, and she said, welcome Stitchery, I must have these.
She likes flamingos as much
Yes.
as Kathy does.
Yes.
Okay, I like this, Judy. I think I should be able to have this.
How did the regulator end up in her hands? That's what I want to know.
I like it. I like it. Well, do you have
All right.
anything else?
I'm sure I do, but I, for the life of me, can't think of what it is. So,
Thank you. Thank you
Thanks,
guys
everyone.
for joining us. We will see you again in a couple weeks. And
cheers to stitching.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.